Oh, yes, I am muted. Okay. Howdy, Gabriella, by the way. Yes, I am muted. Okay, so basically what I was just saying is that. Basically, what I was just saying is that uh, we finished Toma's route last time, and this time we'll be finishing up the last few chapters of Downfall. So that's what I was saying, basically. Okay. It's all it's all coming together. I think I've only watched Emperor's New Groove one time a long time ago. I don't remember anything about it really. Is that is that a quote from the movie, or is it a? Because I don't remember anything about that movie. I know it's a classic. I know people love that movie. But yeah, I do not remember anything. It's a quote. Okay. Yeah, I do not remember. I have to watch it again because I know people love it. People love that movie, and I don't remember anything, so I don't have the same feeling. Um, the spectator has learned much from the memories of Mamiya, resolving to save his friends from their fate. Tricholiocosm. Chapter 6. Still holding the book, I fell silent. I tried my best to remain objective, but I couldn't help but become invested. I was simply I was simply that moved. I was simply that moved by the stories. How come they see Mamiya as a positive entity? I mean, it's Mamiya's fault that my friends end up dying. Looking back at it, the various Mamiyas did frequently act supportive of my friends. It was just that the endings of each story were far too cruel. Would these people also end up dying horrible deaths? Or could it be that the stories differ in several ways? It's not going to be easy, but I can't make any judgments until I see everything through until the end. There was one common point between all the Mamiyas, though: the trichiliocosm. It was a word I heard many times now. What could it be? Would you like to find out? I was startled by the sudden voice coming from behind me. Why? Oh, never mind. It's these people. Why are you all here? They all sounded to chuckle as if they were enjoying my reaction. Ooh, let me turn the volume down just a little bit, a little loud in my ears. Okay. Shouldn't that be obvious? We're here to lead the children so dearly beloved to the trichiliocosm. What are you trying to achieve? And what is the trichiliocosm? Oh, we don't need to answer that. You should already know. What? You still don't get it? How dull. I mustn't let them be in control. Say, spectator, don't you feel it? Oh. Okay, never mind. I did the exact same thing last time I read it. I read the wrong people. Okay, the girl said it this time. Say, spectator, don't you feel it? The nurse girl's abrupt question came like a gust of wind. I tried to see if I could guess who was speaking, but no. The very act of living is full of contradictions. The boy in the gas mask and the boy with the rabbit mask continue to weave more words. The more things you gain, the more you want, and the more you fear losing it all. Strange, isn't it? I mean, we all start with nothing. Yes, souls never had bodies to begin with. Their clear voices rendered me speechless. You understand, don't you? Even our flesh is borrowed. That's. I look at this transient body I use as a spectator. Originally, we. No. Everything that is in this world was the ideal kingdom we call the Trichiliocosm. They all gain transient forms and appear in this world as phenomena. And so, we bring them back. We merely take things from this wretched world, return them to the peaceful land they came from. My fist was trembling with anger. Is that so strange? Uh, of course. None of that makes any sense. Even if what you say is true, it's still death. We're telling you, spectator, that death is nothing to be afraid of. In fact, it's a vital part of the process wherein you let go of your unnecessary flesh and travel to the paradise that is the Trichiliocosm. Listen, even if the Trichiliocosm really does exist, they live right here in this world. Maybe they'll be happy in the Trichiliocosm, but dying means that. Oh, but dying means the end for them here. Huh. Okay, so this might be you making stuff. As always, you think only in terms of flesh and bone. A scarf man appeared from between the children. Yep. There you are, MAMIYA. Oh dear. Getting you to understand things is exhausting. Don't you agree? Us. Us. Seriously, he doesn't even try to comprehend us. He's so dull. You shouldn't tell him something too. Let's see. What did you say a moment ago? Dying means the end for them here. You really do think only at this world. That's precisely why you can't think beyond it. If your sight extends all the way to the Trichiliocosm, death becomes nothing more than a rite of passage. Like I've said, death is hardly anything to be afraid of. Even so, we live in this world. It's the only one we know. This ideal Trichiliocosm you speak of is just a non-existent illusion. My shout made them fall silent. For a moment, I thought they understood me, but then they all glared at me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are you serious? Did you seriously just say that? Hey, spectator. Listen, Will. As a spectator, you can't save the four of them. Hmm? That's not true. I actually made them happy. I remembered all my interferences and recalled the endings I created as a result. Sure, what I do is unclear. Maybe there are better ways, but I created new possibilities in which. Really? Did you really make them happy? Ah, you're not even from that world. Those words made me realize something I tried my best to ignore. You half-assedly gave them something to depend on and then just finished. Did that really make them happy? What? That wasn't true. I wanted to deny it, but I had no way of arguing with him. Right? You... You have no idea what happens after those endings. And that's why you're such a hopeless dimwit, Natsume. I'm impressed that someone as immature as you can become a spectator. What you did was disguise your own selfishness as kindness. Ah, you do actually understand, don't you? You know what you actually are. You know about the Trichiliocosm too. What? Isengawa began walking through the ashen world. Mamiya vanished, almost as if to look away from it. Wait! I'm still not... Damn it! No way. That can't be. It just... Hey! Please, tell me something. I knocked on the door but got no response. There's no one behind that door. I felt a chill down my spine. Turning around, I saw the librarian giving me her usual smile. Like I said, the scent of sin can be passed on. Miss Librarian, what happened to the person behind that door? If he was released, then that means he's no longer a sinner. I should be able to meet him without issue. If you happen to know where he is, he vanished. What? He vanished. Disappeared. The person within the room is gone. You know what that means, don't you? But why? The librarian was still smiling. Why, you wonder? Well, I did tell you not to interfere, did I not? The temperature suddenly dropped. Her eyes were colder than ever. It's your fault. It's because you interfered and involved him that he chose to disappear in your stead. But, but that's normally the disappearance of a criminal wouldn't do much for your sin. You would have followed after him. However, our Lord was greatly moved by this friendship between sinners. You'll not be punished until you finish watching the story you're currently in charge of. Isn't that great, Natsume? Do not become negligent, though. Then again, that's all you have now, I suppose. Yes, of course. I will continue weaving the story with diligence. Most excellent. Work hard until our Lord becomes bored of you. After that, the librarian gracefully left. I couldn't move from where I was standing. He he was erased in my stead. That that's just ah oops. Oh, Natsume, don't cry. I was once again unable to protect someone close to me. I collapsed where I stood. I felt devastated. I hated how weak and thoughtless I'd been, how inexperienced I truly was. I bit my lip and tried to hold back the sobs. However, the more I tried, the more tears flowed through my eyes. Why? 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 I shouldn't have talked to him. If I hadn't done that, I might have been able to touch the stories he loved. The librarian was right. I shouldn't have interfered. Even in the stories I thought ended well, the sudden disappearance of Natsume would make them all search for me. That wasn't the happy ending I wanted to give them. But what options did I have left? What could I possibly do now? I no longer had anyone who lent an ear to my woes. I was now completely alone. I have to keep reading. I have to keep reading the story. I cried and my consciousness grew vague. I picked up the book like I always did and tried to sink into it. However, my hands simply refused to open the cover. I need to spectate, but my mind was overwhelmed. I saw their smiles from back when I was still alive. I saw the reflection of the librarian's lenses. I saw the corpses created by MAMIYA. I saw his crescent smile within the storm. I heard the gentle voice I once heard from my senior behind the door. I could understand this. I knew I couldn't hesitate. I had to hurry and save my friends as quickly as possible. I had to spend every second thinking of a way to make them happy. However, I couldn't bring myself to open the black cover, and I didn't have the willpower to save anyone anymore. How long had I been walking? Since then, I'd merely been wandering around without a clear goal. I didn't raise my face, nor did I look around. I might have passed by the librarian. She might have lost all faith in me. I'm a powerless spectator who can't even do his job right. My own worries made me feel even worse. I couldn't save my friends. I had many things to ask my senior. I wanted to know the true meaning behind Mamiya's parting words. I wanted to know how stories continue to unfold after the end credits. And finally, I wanted to know how know about the story he mentioned, the one that meant a lot to him. I could no longer get answers to any of these questions. If what MAMIYA said was true, I I really can't save anyone. You half-assedly gave them someone to depend on and then vanished. Did that really make them happy? I acted as if I was doing it for their sake, but it was just fueled by my own selfish ego. Ego. Perhaps it was that from the very start. Even if I felt like I helped them, the very act of trying to save my friends who were fated to die was just for my own self-satisfaction. I couldn't do the job that I was given, and I was left like this only because I was a special case. I had no idea that it would lead to someone else getting sacrificed. I, I, Despite having already cried a ton, my vision grew hazy again, forcing me to close my eyes tight. I bit my lip and opened my eyes again. I, I stood before the door where my senior was being kept. Did I come here subconsciously? God, I'm being so stupid. There's no one here anymore. Feeling disheartened, I naturally cast my gaze downward, only to realize that something wasn't quite right. The door was open. I had talked to the person behind it many times. However, the door had always remained shut. Yet now it was open enough to let some wind pass through. It made perfect sense. After all, there was no one to keep locked inside there anymore. There was absolutely no one here. I knew that. And yet, I placed my hand on the doorknob and slowly pulled it. Cold, moist, playing walls. It was a room so small and dark, it made the faintly lit hallways look bright by comparison. It was definitely a prison, and the light seeping through the door was dispersing some of the darkness. Within that light, ah, there was no one. What was I expecting? Did I really toy around with the idea that he hadn't vanished at all and was just now watching over me from the shadows? Ridiculous. I entered the darkness and touched the cold wall, almost as if to try and find some remains of its warmth. I slowly lowered my hand, but right before I pulled it back, I noticed a crack in the edge of the wall. My eyes had grown accustomed to the dark, allowing me to just barely make it out. No, that wasn't a crack, but some text. After making sure that no one was, there was no one outside, I looked at the text again. It was direct and seemed to have been etched by something sharp. Are these numbers? It was a row of numbers. They seemed familiar, but I didn't exactly know why. However, the fact that it was there could only mean that it was a message left for me specifically. I had to think. Considering it was left for me, it must have been something I knew. If I didn't understand what it was, I would never be able to face him. Damn it! I clenched my teeth and put my memory to work. A dark cell, that story he loved, the outside of this facility which I knew nothing about, a library as vast as an ocean. All those labels etched into the spines of the books. The moment that thought flashed through my mind, I broke into a run. I hurried to the shelf that had the book with the number he left behind. This world had far too many books. I had to traverse a considerable distance just to get from A to B. It might have been faster if I asked a librarian, but I couldn't do that. There were other librarians, of course, but asking them was the same as asking her. And so, no matter how many ladders I had to climb, no matter how many stairs I had to descend, no matter how dizzy the sea of books made me feel, I'm on my own here. I need to find it by myself. I spent a good while searching for the spine with the number. Eventually, I found the right bookshelf. However, there were so many books with numbers that they simply couldn't all fit into my vision. Can I really figure out which one of these he was referring to? I looked over the spines of the numbers. Oh, and found one particular book without any text on its cover. That in turn made it stand out. I locked my eyes on it and used the ladder to get to it. It wasn't big or anything, just a standard tankobon sized book. However, it weighed far more than the others. After carefully going down, I snuck behind the shelf and opened the book. What did it leave for me? Inside, I found no text at all. It was a fake book without any story in it. I flipped through the blank pages and found a handgun. I picked up the shiny black weapon with trembling hands. It was heavy. I could feel its weight through my entire arm. Ah, this had to be his final ace up the sleeve. It was a weapon that he stored away for the sake of the story he so loved, and he gave it to me. Its weight made me certain he was gone for good. There was no one who could help me now. I was alone. I was different from my friends, and unlike any of the other spectators, there was no one I could trust now. Despite that, I have to fight. Even if I'm on my own now, I have to defeat MAMIYA. I strengthened my grip around the gun. See? I finally gathered my resolve. I knew now that saving some required sacrificing something else. If I wanted to protect something I held dear, I had to be ready to hurt others. It's time. I'll enter this story again. MAMIYA, a shared illusion of the world's end. Ooh, that was abrupt. That was an abrupt change. I thought you'd never come here again. The man smiled within the darkness. What's your plan? The story ends with them being taken to Trichelicosm. That's the ending. No matter what wisdom you wield, and no matter if you feel like you've saved them, you can't actually go past that time. As long as you're a spectator, you will never be able to save your friends. That's not true. I may not know what happens after the ending, but that's information that not even you have. They can be happy even without me. They have the power to do that. My resolve made MAMIYA's eyebrows twitch in irritation. You still continue to spout that naive nonsense. You really, 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 really don't understand anything. Do you think they'll just lead happy lives when you just leave them? The fact that you can't drop this optimism is the reason why you... I found it strange that he would raise his voice like that. However, it only lasted a moment, and he quickly regained his crescent smile. The two eyes above it pierced me harder than ever before. You do actually understand, right, Natsume? His black and green eyes bored into me. I felt genuinely uneasy. Understand what? The strength of his words made me stagger. I couldn't rely on anyone. He made me feel as though someone as useless as me would just fall into the darkness of hell. The meaning behind the actions you took before the end credits. You know where you tried to take them. And you know what the Trichelicosm is. Stop. You know what you are. You really do know, don't you? A moment later, darkness came over my eyes. The MAMIYAs all collapsed. Blood spurted out within rain, within a bathtub, within the city, within the sea. I just realized this all the places where Natsume's friends ended up passing away at the end of all their routes. Like Morichika, Tojo, Kikuchi, and Suo, right? Who killed? Who cornered them? Who's responsible? Whose malice crushed them? Whose benevolence brought about their end? Ah, ah, ah! I had a feeling about this. I known it all along. I merely averted my eyes from it due to other factors. Long before MAMIYA ever asked me, I'd known it since the time I died. It was obvious what the trichiliocosm was. I knew where I would return. If the trichiliocosm was the place where people went after death, the place where Natsume went after died, then that library with its countless books. Alright then, let's go to the trichiliocosm where MAMIYA's waiting for us. Alright, then, let's go beyond that light. Was the very same trichiliocosm you always spoke of. That's so crazy though, the fact that he always ended his story by saying those exact words. Well, not exact words, but he always ended his story saying something very similar to MAMIYA. That's interesting. No, I didn't know that. You do. I don't. You're the same. We're the same. No, no! I grabbed my head and writhed in agony. My brain ached, refusing to accept his words as truth. No, I didn't know that. I didn't intend that. I wanted to save them. The fact that the happy ending would lead to the same place where MAMIYA, where this man was taking them. I don't! I shouted, hoping that it would make the headache go away. However, my feelings and my brain accepted his words as truth. He's so smug looking. Yo, you is so smug. Wipe that smug smirk off your face. Within my fading consciousness, I gently moved my mouth. My flesh alone seemed to reject this truth. If it stopped resisting this, I would be consumed by this darkness. Natsume, you did good for clueless, foolish puppet of a spectator, that is. So let's end this. Don't get in the way of the story we wish for. There's nothing you can do about it. You yourself had no choice in this, did you? Within the darkness, I felt the weight of my unresponsive body. I did work hard. For someone so pitiful, I did reasonably well. Why not just rest? Perhaps he was right. I certainly was feeling a little tired. No matter how hard I tried, the happiness drifted farther and farther away. The more I struggled, the more alone I became. It might be a good time to just rest and look at the scenery. Yeah, you did well. You've done enough. What an enticing voice. I could hardly resist it. A gentle, peaceful land of harmony. I felt like I could see it right in front of me. Go on, take my hand. You should race for a bit. Within my hazy vision, I saw his pale hand. I saw it as my only salvation. So, take the hand, don't take the hand. I'm gonna save and give in just to see what happens first. To see if it's any different than how it happened in Legacy version. We're gonna take his hand this time. I took his hand. Very good. This is how it should be. You did your best, MAMIYA. It's okay. I'm sorry. I've made I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's okay. I'll forgive you for everything. Let's return now. Don't let go of my hand again. Just relax and rest. I will do what I must. Good night, then, and eternity of sleep awaits you in this nostalgic trichiliocosm. Not ending. Identify. Absolution. Absolution. Took the offered hand. Well, that was basically how it was in the original. Okay. Now let's be for real this time. Let's be for real. Don't take the hand. No. No. I'm not like you. What? I was chosen. I uttered words not even I fully understood. My consciousness was still as hazy as ever. In my hand, I tightly grasped the gun left behind my senior. His hardness made me snap back into my senses. I felt like I was doing his will. I looked ahead. MAMIYA had left an opening, and I looked right at him. I'm not like you. I have friends I talk to, friends who came to my funeral. Even if what I do is the same as MAMIYA, what you do, I will make them happy. I'm not like you. Huh. After a brief silence, he let out a laugh. Big words, Natsume. I felt the very air around tremble as a fierce glare blew at me. It blew away the darkness and the blood on me vanished. Clouds drifted ahead with a small ray of light shining through. The moonlight from behind me accented MAMIYA's outline. Period. Showdown. This man, MAMIYA, ignored the gale and looked only at me. His gaze was stronger than ever before. The same way you do things for them, I too have to meet their expectations. The moment he said that, the clouds vanished, exposing the moon. It shone with a golden tint and felt as vast as MAMIYA himself. A shared illusion. That is what we want. A shared illusion? Very well. If you think we're that different, I'm challenging you, Natsume. Let's see whose desires come true. MAMIYA grinned at me. Yeah, I couldn't lose this. I had to do all I could to win against this man. Period. MAMIYA. Not MAMIYA. Natsume. I accept. No matter what you plotting, no matter what you are, I will use my iron will to save the people from your treachery. You can take that as a promise. I will keep denying the world you desire. I'm challenging you, Natsume. MAMIYA, a shared illusion of the world's end. It's so abrupt. The change, though, the way it's clipped, the way the song is clipped up, so abrupt. I wanted to like dwell in the music a little bit more. I was really in the mood. Natsume, have you ever been to Tokyo Tower? No, I've always lived in Tokyo, and I did think about visiting at least once, though. Tokyo Tower is one of Japan's symbols. I love huge buildings, so I really like going there a lot. You're pretty tall yourself. Is that why you like huge buildings? I just feel close to them, you know? Oh my gosh, wait. Speaking of this, I saw, I wish I could find it. I want to find it so I can, like, post it, repost it. But I got an advertisement on YouTube when I was just walking earlier today on campus. And it was from Etsy. You know, I just clipped skip. You know, I'm like my mind is on autopilot when it comes to ads. I just click skip as soon as the button comes up. But I was I was kind of hearing what they were saying in the ad. I was like, oh wait, I should have listened to a little bit more of it. But it was an Etsy ad, right? And the Etsy ad basically went like, adults tell us to follow our dreams when we like when we kids. Adults tell us to follow our dreams, but when we grow up and we actually follow our dreams, they tell us that we what do they say? They tell us. No, I can't remember. That's how I wanted to find the ad so I can remember it. I can't. Wait. Adults tell us to follow our dreams when we kids, but when we actually follow our dreams, when we do follow our dreams, we were told to be realistic. That's what this is. Yeah, we were told to be realistic. That's what it was. And then I skipped the ad, so I couldn't read. I couldn't listen to what they said after that. It's like, oh my gosh, that kind of reminds me. I was like, yep, that's true. And I was like, oh, that kind of reminds me of Suo. That kind of reminds me of Suo. So I wish I could find that ad so I can repost it. I don't remember what it was the Etsy ad, so I don't know what the point they were trying to make with that. I guess Etsy is about like creativity, so they was trying to use like, hey, bring like your inner child and be creative on Etsy and stuff like that. But well, like, yeah, that fits. So we were going to Tokyo Tower as we talked last Friday. We all promised to hang out as friends, and everyone had actually gathered on time for this. Hmm. What are you so happy about, Natsume? Oh, I'm just glad I got to meet you guys again. You're being weird. We can hang out whenever we want. Morichi actually visited my place the other day. He bought tons of rented DVDs. Not like you had anything better to do, right? I had homework to do the next day, but he rented so many that we had to pull an all-nighter to finish them. Finish them. And I had him help me. Come on, kanji literature is easy. It pissed me off how fast he was. Aren't you glad I was there? Anyway, don't be afraid to call us. In fact, put me on high priority. Thanks. So, here. Oh, thank you. Hey, don't look at it now. I need to get back home first, right? Okay. Natsume, did you see that? Huh? Oh, no, sorry. I didn't intend to. Ro and I actually exchanged letters. So Kirito talked to me in a whisper, making sure that Kikuchi-ryo wouldn't hear him. Letters? Yes, I insisted on it, and he actually gave one to me. It turned it into a habit. I see. That's wonderful. The fact that they were also doing it in this what if made me happy. Oh, right. Here's one to you. Huh? Me? Surprised I took the letter he gave me. C- can I read it? No. You need to read the letters at home. All right. Everyone seems to be having so much fun. Do my efforts push away Mamiya's impact a bit? What are you muttering? Look, Kikuchiro, don't sneak up on me like that. I didn't intend to. You didn't forget why we came here, right? Huh? Well, we're here to have fun and grow. We're here to have fun and grow closer. No, were you even listening? Flowers. Flowers? We're getting flowers for Natsume. You decide to give him flowers? That's good. No. It's not decided yet. It's just that there are a lot of flowers, and if there's one that suits him perfectly, we might go with that. I've been thinking about what flower would be right for him, but I figured that we should look around the flower shops here too, not just the ones where we live. I see. Flowers, huh? I can't wait. Hey, let's split up for now. We're gathering in the evening. We're gathering here in the evening. Oh, hey, Natsume! I hadn't told him that I wanted to go to Tokyo Tower for mere sightseeing. No, wait. I hadn't told them that I didn't want to go to Tokyo Tower for mere sightseeing. The pink house where Addison when the others had lived, the pink house where Addison when the others had lived. According to the descriptions, it was somewhere around here. I observed them many times, but I hadn't met them even once. Excuse me. Excuse me. That night, I faced MAMIYA and told him that I would save everyone. I now felt I had to interact with them at least once. They seemed to be more intoxicated by MAMIYA than my friends. For all I knew, they might just turn me away at the front door. Still, I do what I can. Oh, right. I was able to find the scene of the prologue to the story, the cafe they entered to take shelter from the rain. That meant that the place they lived at was also closed. It was probably... I followed my memory to walk where they had. I took a right at the drugstore with the frog in front of it, then turned left at the park and kept going straight. Was there always a convenience store here? I became somewhat worried. Well, the convenience stores pop up all the time, I guess. It should be okay. Convincing myself, I continued to walk. However, I found something that didn't match my memory. Am I really going the right way? But then I saw a temple that really stood out and became certain that I was on the right track. Alright, I just had to keep going forward. Huh? The pink house in my memory, it wasn't there. Instead, all I saw was a plot of land currently for sale. What? Why? I opened my eyes wide and looked around. The house ahead, as well as the neighboring ones, were all exactly as I remembered them. In that case, where on earth did they go? Oh, Natsume, welcome back. Where have you been? As I returned with drooping shoulders, I was woken by Tojo Minato. I went to visit some acquaintances, but they weren't in. Oh, did they move away? If they never mentioned it, then that means... If they never mentioned it, that means you've just been cut off. You're not supposed to say that. Ow! It's okay. It's not like we agreed to meet. Thanks, guys. So, did you find any good flowers? You know when you see them. We bought some. Here. What did you hand me the plastic bag? Huh? Then here? Let's see. I looked inside and found a bunch of handheld fireworks. But fireworks? That's exactly the type of reaction I expected from Natsume. But, 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 these are As we looked around, we passed by Don Quixote and saw these. Man, DQ's great. We also got a bucket. No, wait, that was not the voice I gave you. We also got a bucket. Yeah. We gonna light them now? We didn't come all this way here to do nothing. But fireworks are pretty loud. There's a park nearby. Let's do it there. Don't you want to create memories with us? That question was just so... You're being unfair. Oh, memories. We created memories together. My favorite. Natsume is so cute in the CG. They all look so good, but Natsume's cute expression. I love it so much. Wow! Amazing! It's so pretty! It's dry out, so things might catch fire. Be careful. Don't just stand there. Come closer. Here, take it. Mm, I'll light it. That's scary. Whoa. Oh, there it goes. Eh? What are you so scared of? Have you never lit hand fireworks before? No. Uh, uh, But it's a pretty sight, isn't it? It sure is. I hesitantly looked up. Behind the colorful flames, the four of them were laughing. It's so pretty. I've always found winter prettier than summer. The air is cleaner too. I'm honestly surprised more people don't like it. But it's fun to be the only ones enjoying the colors in the winter. It's too cold to catch on. Come on, you're a grown man. Stop playing with sparkles and move up a little. You'll warm up. But I don't want to move. Why did Morichika? I don't want to move. Oh, I like to play with sparklers too. Seeing the thing in Morichika's hand piqued my interest. It didn't seem intense, so I could enjoy it rather casually. However, as a first timer, I didn't really know how to light and enjoy sparklers. Thankfully, there was someone next to me who could help. Hmm? What is it, Natsume? Oh, could you show me how sparklers work? If you're fine with me, then sure. Tojo Minato responded quickly and moved closer to me. I gotta ask though, what kind of childhood did you have? It's sort of unusual for someone to never play with handheld fireworks. Well, I did watch many of the fireworks that got fired off into the sky. I was a normal kid, although I didn't have many friends back then. Well, you have us now. Dojo Minato. You're right. I found dear friends in all of you. Oh, by the way, what were you like in the past? Huh? I want to know about your past. What kind of child were you? I I was into dressing up. Really? You're pretty fashion conscious even now. So it's a long running thing then. Thanks. Well, back then I was into dressing up in a different way. Tojo Minato was hesitant to continue. It was a familiar expression, and I couldn't help but say something. It's okay. I'm not gonna force you to talk. It's not that I don't want to talk. I'm just not sure where to begin, and not like I'm just not sure where to begin and how to say it so I'm understood. I bought a piece of clothing, but not the kind you wear every day. It was something I pulled together with my allowance to get. My parents weren't home much, so I could easily hide it in my room. The clothes are beautiful. Its vibrant yellow bloomed like a flower whenever the wind blew. But it's pretty embarrassing to wear something like that to school. I didn't want people to point fingers at me for dressing up. That was why I would only wear it after taking the train and passing through stations. That day, I put on the clothes and walked around an area of town that was pretty far from home for an elementary schooler. However, the sky suddenly clouded over, and I found myself drenched in the rain. That was when it happened. I found someone important to me. Toma. It was awful. Droplets of water kept trickling down to the ground when I squeezed my hair. My shoes were all wet, and worst of all, my favorite piece of clothing, the yellow, flower patterned dress, was all wet. I hate this. It almost made me cry. It was so bright out when I left, so it never even crossed my mind that it would be raining in town. I ran under the awning of a nearby establishment to hide from the rain. The droplets made loud sounds as they hit the ground. I was getting cold and regretted not bringing something to cover myself with. When will the rain end? And how long will I have to stand here? I did really well with my makeup, and it was supposed to be a great day, yet I was starting to tear up when suddenly the bell of the establishment behind me began to ring. I'm sorry. I'm only here because of the rain. I'll go away if I'm being a bother. Do you have an umbrella? Oh, no. I saw you from inside. Would you care to come in? Excuse me, do you have a towel? Oh dear, this poor child is drenched. I'll bring one right away. The establishment was a cafe with a relaxed atmosphere. It didn't seem right for an elementary schooler like me to be there. While I was drying my hair and clothes with a towel, the worker brought the man, with the towel the worker brought, the man who let me in sat down on a counter stool. Sit down. Um, I have no money on me. Don't worry about that. It's on me. Excuse me, can you please get her some lemonade? Her. Was that how you referred to me just now? What is it? Oh, nothing. I could tell I was blushing. Was it because of my long hair? The skirt? Did I look like a girl? It'll take some time for the rain until the rain stops. Let's just relax here for now. Thank you. You must have been cold out in the rain, so I asked for hot lemonade. Hot lemonade? I would never get over that. Who drinks hot lemonade? Thank you. It's good. Told you. I'm glad it made you smile. Oh, okay. Our eyes met. He had a chiseled face with gentle looking eyes. They had the color of hydrangea and were gleaming with intelligence. Even as a fellow man, I could tell how handsome he was. I snapped out of it and looked away. Despite that, he kept looking at my face. Your eyes. They're different colors, huh? What? Oh, sorry. That was presumptuous of me. I just noticed that one of them was green. Um, Speaking of that, he should remember that his MAMIYA had heterochromia. Specifically, that his MAMIYA had black hair and had black and green eyes. So I wonder if Toma put in his mind, like, I wonder if he was reminded somehow of MAMIYA when he saw Tojo, given the fact that, they have the same eyes. Excuse me. Oh, it's been like that for a long time. I'm not sure why, though. They're very pretty. Oh, the rain has stopped. Would you be here if I came again? I would like to return your money. Don't worry about it. But, but I want to. Really? Well, I'm here every Saturday afternoon. Mm, okay, I'll see you next time. And so, I always came up with reasons to visit the cafe and meet Toma. Here, in front of Toma, I could feel like I was someone else, and that made me excited. He was knowledgeable and refined, and generally one of the most wonderful adults I had ever met. Had he realized I was actually a man? He never once suggested it. He was an artistic person, so maybe he just understood. He was also surprisingly dense, though, so he might have simply not realized it. If only he could also see me as a high schooler, or at least a middle schooler. Well, that wouldn't change the fact that he was older than me, and I was basically just a fan of his. This occasionally made him squint, almost like he was slightly exasperated. As a child, I had a limited allowance. Once my money had all ran out, I stopped going to the cafe. What's a limited allowance? I never got allowance when I was a child, but from based on what I've seen of allowances on TV mostly, have I met someone who I don't know if I've ever met anyone who's had an allowance in person, but I know some people do. But on TV, when I see people have allowances, they usually have like weekly allowances. Like, here's your allowance for the week or something like that. So What is a limited allowance? Like, do you only have an allowance until a certain age? Is that what they mean? Like, it doesn't renew? Like, his allowance didn't renew? Interesting. By the time the seasons had changed, I was an everyday elementary schooler. Everything had gone back to normal. I was a so-called latchkey kid. Back in elementary, I would often go to after-school care. Minato, let's play Karuta! Hey, he's playing cards with me. Go away! Now, don't fight. You'll have your turn, so be patient. As an older child, I was like the elder brother of the other children here, and would often look after them. Minato, let's play soccer tomorrow. Alright, I'll call some of the other kids. I used to be relatively good at sports back then, at least compared to how I am now. Being handsome, I also never received any bullying for my long hair. The after school kids took over a room of the children's center, and a few times a month there will be events by adults from the outside. School allowance, school lunch allowance. I don't know if is that the same thing. I feel like school, like lunch money. Yeah, I feel like lunch money and allowance are different things, but I guess it could be the same thing for some people. But yeah, I guess it might mean that he only had a limited amount of money that his parents gave him, and he couldn't spend it on extra stuff anymore, so he couldn't go to the cafe. Maybe that's what it might mean. After you spend it on the necessities, you couldn't use it to go to the cafe. Today, we'll have a music teacher. Have fun with the instruments, everyone. Okay. Is it the same person? This is a different person. Okay. Minato, could you go to the music room and call him over? Sure. I thought it would be the same old man who taught us last time. Yeah, the tuning is perfect. I wouldn't expect less from Mr. Yanagise. You were called to the office. Oh, alright. I'll go right away. Mm. When he turned around, my heart skipped a beat. I could also feel the taste of lemonade in my mouth. Feel the taste of lemonade in my mouth. It's such a crazy feeling. It was him. The handsome guy who treated me like a girl on that rainy day. Thanks for calling me. Oh, can you... Oh, and could you please tell me where I'll be going. He ran off. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. This can't be real. This can't be happening. Well, well, what if he finds out? What if he finds out that I've been dressing like that? I should have dressed up today. Hello, everyone. I'm here as Mr. Yanagise's replacement. I hope to teach you how fun music can be. Let's all get along, shall we? You were also taught by Mr. Yanagise, correct? The way you explain things is so thorough. The children will enjoy it very much. I'm not as good as he, though. I'm not as good as he is, though. But thank you. Where's the long-haired child? Oh, now that you mention it, I don't see Minato here. I won't look around for him. Excuse me. Oh man, what am I even doing? This is my chance. Is he still teaching? You can play the piano? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. Oh, it's okay. I was never taught, but the children here pester me to play it. You learn by yourself? That's amazing. It's probably not as amazing as you imagine. There are things I can't even play even if I practice. Where? Show me the sheet. Here. Oh, the fingers just go back and forth. It's a difficult one. Don't stare like that. I didn't want him to know that I was playing do's and fa's over the notes. I didn't want him to see me as childish. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, trying to read right after having dinner is terrible. I keep having to burp. Right here, if you move the fingers following a dun da 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 dun rhythm, it seems difficult if you look at the score or listen to the music, but you should be fine if you calmly move your fingers. Good, just like that. Yes? It's nothing. He probably didn't realize that we already met in the cafe. I felt relieved, but at the same time, I was also a little disappointed. I'll be replacing your previous teacher from now on. So, if you like, we can practice playing the piano together. Okay, let's get along, Toma. Huh? Did I ever introduce myself to you? I asked another teacher. Good save. After that, Toma would come in every other week to teach us music. Since I always took the initiative to help the younger children, Toma ended up using me as an assistant, which made me really happy. Before we finished cleaning up, he helped me practice the piano, and it made me happier than anything. Minato, are you interested in singing? I do it, yes. We often sing the opening themes of Sunday morning cartoons. Does anyone still do that? Does anyone actually go on TV Sunday morning and turn on the TV and watch cartoons? I feel like that's died out. I feel like television culture kind of died out. I don't think anyone does that today. Well, there's actually a song I'd like you to sing with me. Why me? Hmm? I felt like it would suit your voice. I could tell I was blushing up a storm. But I'm not good at singing. I can't even do it right. It doesn't matter if you're not good. I just want you to be the one singing it. But if you really rather not do it, I won't force you. I'll do it. I can practice. I'll practice. So I'll sing it well. All right. I'm glad to hear that. Oops. I did not mean to do that. I sat on the sofa and practiced a song by singing it to a familiar tape recorder. It was fun. We we stopped meeting after that. But I still treasure the song I sang with him. Although you can't actually listen to it anymore. Oh man. I'd have loved to have you hear my crappy singing. Yeah, I'd have loved to hear that. I'd love to hear. Yeah, and I'd have loved to hear it. It's a shame. I wonder what Toba's up to now. You haven't been in contact with him? No, I haven't heard of him in a long time. Things happened before I became a middle schooler, and I picked up judo. I'd love to see him again. I want to sing with you, Toma. The fire of the sparklers had already been reduced to nothing but ash. Alright, until next week. It'll be the last time. Let's gather at the church again. The city's moon rained a mechanical light upon us. Eyes had briefly burned by the dazzling stars. The rapid flow of the ages was whittling us away. Don't die. Please don't die. When did this begin? Since when had I started closing my eyes so often? Morichika Haruki, Tojo Minato, Kikuchiro, Suo Keito. They they were all earnestly doing their best to face their own worlds. If you die, what will happen to the futures that would have awaited you? And what will happen to those you leave behind? Most people thought it right to do everything perfectly, and that made us lose something important. It was the intense, brilliant movement of the heart that was above any passing trends. I once again looked up at the cold moon. Oh, how I want them to be happy. Oh, that's probably another way to read it. Oh, how I want them to be happy. Okay, I kind of wanna save. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. After Tojo Minato had told me his story about Toma, I asked him, hold on, did all that happen recently? I want to save, and I want to try to read the other people's. This is Samajima. This is, um, what's the name? Miyingaki. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna skip. So I can just read all the fireworks stories at once. Don't. Don't. Don't do it. Don't do it. Have you ever heard that uh, Nicki Minaj meme where she goes, don't, don't do it. Okay, what did you got? We back. Damn cold. Why am I here in the middle of winter? Yeah. Would you like to light some sparklers with me? What? Nah, like hell. Alright. Come here. Thank, thank you. Okay, I have to use the restroom. Maybe I'll be right back. But I was thinking about maybe I should do it while skipping. I didn't know if it was going to stop at the right part, so that would have been perfect if I had just gone right quick and then come back. But I'll just pause right here. I look so dead on the screen. Okay. My spirit just jumped back into my body. Thank you. Okay. It's my first time with handheld fireworks, so I'm not sure how to play with them. I never really got to play with fireworks either. When I was a brat, I was told not to breathe in smoke. It's a good thing you can play with fireworks now. It is. It's my first time too. They're prettier than I imagined. I'm also glad I got to light them with all of you. That's so. I've been going in and out of the hospital. You? When you were a child? I can't even imagine. Oh, yeah? I barely went to elementary school because of that. And when I was in middle school, I got so sick, got hospitalized for a long time. I hated that. Still do. Boring days. The feeling that you're just being left behind. It sucks. But there was one exception. I was only about 15. A certain nurse changed everything about me. She was crazy beautiful, but at the same time, something just wasn't right about her. I could easily put her in her place, put her in first place amongst the most beautiful women I ever saw. That wasn't all. She was hiding something under that refined face of hers. It felt like though she was clawing at my heart. Clawing at my heart. Okay. Starting today, I'll be. Let's see. Wait. Starting today, I'll be the nurse in charge of you. Let's get along, okay? Sure. I'll change the IV. Um, it was night at the hospital. The smell of sterilizer was the only thing I could pick up. It was always like this. As the night advanced, my coughs would gradually worsen. It was painful. I grabbed the sheets and clenched my teeth. My violent coughing still wouldn't abate. The darkness had come for me. The pain and sadness were like waves that came and then retreated. I couldn't breathe. I was gonna die. Die! Haruki, are you okay? Oh. Within that lonely darkness, my nurse began stroking my back. It hurts. Here's an inhaler. You seem better. That's a relief. Thank you very much. Call me if you need me again. She stroked my back again. I was finally able to sleep. Ah, I walked around the hallway, dragging my AV around. Behind a corner, I saw my nurse. Her beauty had the magic to attract attention from even from this distance. Apparently, she was talking business with a doctor. Or was she? The more I watched, the less certain I was. Her allure mannerisms, the movement of her lips, were they really talking business? The person she was talking to seemed to be really attracted to her. Feeling like I was watching something I shouldn't have been, I quickly went back the way I came. You were watching, weren't you? Watching what? You don't need to hide it. I'm also interested in you. I knew from the moment I saw you. She brought her face closer to mine. Eyes were the color of a rich, loving whisper, and they were right in front of me. As she moved, she released the smell of sterilizer. It was a pure scent, reminiscent of death and resignation. You understand what I mean, right? I like the color of your eyes. Niingaki. Mayuri. It's fine. Light purple loneliness. I understand it as well. The nurse, Mayuri, smiled. Your loneliness, the discomfort you felt about me, treasure them, Haruki. After that, the nurse, that is Nigaki, began showing me expressions she hadn't given anyone else. I didn't know why this adult woman was so interested in a brat like me, yeah. However, I felt like that she needed me. You have a handsome face, so let me tell you an easy way to live. An easy way to live? Seducing people is laughably easy. I love doing it. All you have to do is use your body, and people will act the way you want them to. She chuckled as she said that. I gulped. I'd always been waiting for something like this, for colors beside white, colors that would arouse me. I'll change the IV, Haruki. I had several nurses, and a different one had arrived to care for me today. As she bent forward to change my IV, I took her hand. Hmm? Oh, wait, this is a different one? This is a different nurse, yeah. Hmm? Haruki? She was confused for a moment. A few seconds passed, and then I kissed the back of her hand. Hey! Stop playing around! Playing around? Is that what it looked like? But I'm always serious. I was showing affection to women I didn't care about. It was both selfish and challenging. I was completely absorbed by this contradictory feeling clawing at my heart. Again, clawing at my heart. I did as the nurse had told me and did such things with any woman I met. Eventually, all the nurses that knew me would gleam with excitement every time they saw me. Seducing people is laughably easy. I love doing it. All you do is use your body, and people will act the way you want them to. I spent a lot of time at hospitals, and reading was the only pastime I had. So what I was doing now felt like playing with fire. It was so fulfilling it changed my view on life. Haruki, I know. I didn't care if they misunderstood my intentions. I just wanted them to do the same for me. See, you can do it. Women succumb to beautiful things quite easily. Isn't it usually the other way around? I hear you're really popular. Oh, but the ones wearing the jewels are always queens, aren't they? In spite of all that, this woman, I felt like I would never have her. Mayuri, what should I do next? Mayuri? I like the sound of that. I feel like I can stay myself when I'm around you. I wonder why. When she said that, the way she smiled made, finally made me realize finally made me realize what it was that I felt about her. We were like, oh, we're alike. We both understand. We're both drowning in different kinds of loneliness. The next thing I knew, she gently took my hand. Yeah, we may be both different kinds, but you and I are indeed the same. Age no longer mattered here. There was only a boy and a girl. No, not even gender mattered anymore. We were mere humans, and we exchanged something that no words can describe. Bend a little, Haruki. I did as told, and I felt a cold mist behind my ears. What was that? Perfume. It's the same kind that I use. Perfume is the best when it's only just strong enough to seep into the other person's brain without them even noticing. The devilish scent made me finally understand how it should be. Ever since then, I'd always been using the same perfume. Crazy. Are you still in touch with her? No, I was discharged soon after. Stuff happened. But I feel like I will meet her again soon. Sorry for the boring story. Look, they're waiting. Oh, yeah, thanks. The fire of the sparklers had already been reduced to nothing but ash. Alright, until next week. That'll be the last time. Let's get out of the church again. The city's moon rained a mechanical light upon us. Our eyes were briefly burned by the dazzling stars. The rapid flow of the ages was whittling us away. Don't die. Please don't die. When did this begin? Since when had I started closing my eyes so often? Morichika Haruki, Tojo Minato, Kikuchiryo, Suoketo, they were all earnestly doing their best to face their own worlds. If you die, what will happen to the futures that would have awaited you? And what will happen to those you leave behind? Most people thought it right to do everything perfectly, and that made us lose something important. It was the intense, brilliant movement of the heart that was above any passing trends. I once again looked up at the cold moon. Oh, oh, how I want them to be happy. After Morichika Haruki told me a story about Mayuri, I asked him, hold on, did all that happen recently? He replied, well, no, that happened when I was 16. And let me save too, because I also forgot to finish that. Okay. Load Tojo again. He replied, well, no, that happened when I was still in elementary school. Okay. Toma, knowing his connection to music, it was fair to assume that he was the same Toma I knew. However, from what I assumed based on the story, that was at a different time than the story I was observing. It was either Toma's past or future, and if it happened in the same time frame as when Tojo Minato was in elementary school, then okay. Then we'll go back to Morichika. A match beauty. It was fair to assume that this Mayuri person was the same Ingaki I knew. However, from what I assumed based on the story, this was at a different than than the story I was observing. It was either Niingaki's past or future, and if it happened in the same time frame as when Morichika was 16, then okay. Now let's go to Arisugawa. Okay, we'll skip. Why does the librarian look like a flight attendant? She does not look like a librarian. She looks like a flight attendant, especially with the cap that she has. Don't do it. Don't do it. Kikuchi. Okay. What? Oh, Kikuchi Ryo. I want to play with sparklers too. Come here. Uh, the fire is prettier where there's less wind. Here. Thanks. Wow, this is pretty. Don't swing it around, it'll burn out faster. Always so considerate about this. You really are an older brother. The two of us looked at burning sparklers. The fire has the same color as your eyes. What? Was that a pickup line? What? The fire of the sparklers is orange, just like your eyes. It's a warm color. He looked away and fell silent. Made you blush? Not really. This is my first time with handheld fireworks. It was I had nothing like them when I was little. What about you? Same here. I don't have much experience with fireworks, but being by your side made me remind me of something. Osama would show me a fireworks. This is what's so weird to me is that why is it that they just name dropping people as if I should know who these people are? You know, it's like it's so interesting that Osama show me fireworks. It's like I don't know I'm not supposed to know who that is. Um, I know who it is, but I'm not supposed to know who that is. So why you just like say it like that so plainly? Like, oh, there was this guy named Osama that I knew, and he showed me fireworks. Like, they just say the name that's relevant to them. Osama? That name came up at one point in the stories. You remember this Osama person who I interacted with me? Well, how come he's the only person that? How come he? This is the only time that he actually thinks about about the fact that he knows who these people are first. He only thinks about that after the fact. But this time he's commenting on that fact. Can you tell me more about your past? Yeah, I know. Like in Japan, they tend to use personal names and speak of people in the third person instead of the second person. But it's like I think even if you don't, if, I feel like even in Japan normally, if you don't know who that person is, I don't think it's normal to just like name drop them without any context whatsoever. I think you still have to explain who you're talking about. Okay, but don't expect anything exciting. It's fine. I slept in the closet a lot. I would make myself small, surrounded by my mother's clothes. I would just wait for things to pass. And every time, Osama would be there. I was in the closet that day too. My mother changed men every few months. Osama was one of them. I wasn't allowed to leave the closet. One of the men used the word single mother. Apparently, Mom didn't like the fact that she had a child. Still, I really needed to go to the bathroom. Making sure I wasn't heard, I opened the door. I snuck through the hallway like a cat without so much as making a sound. Once I did my business, I inhaled a breath and opened the door. I was so relaxed that I let my guard down. There was an unknown man at the front door. We stared at each other for a few good seconds. His white pupils and his black eyes made his glasses look straight at me. Ah, I just borrowed the bathroom. I'll be going. Mom made me act like someone else's child, so that was my go-to line when I was found. I went to the entrance and took out my shoes, which were deep in the shoebox. Hey, hold up. Look at me. I did as told. He looked me over from head to toe. Um, she's tired, so just let her be. Um, no, I. Are you eating properly? Huh? Want me to buy you something? I quickly shook my head to the sides. There was no telling what my mom would say if he did that, so I had to avoid it at all costs. Well, what would you like then? Is there something you want to eat? I'm just asking. There's gotta be something, right? Even from a child, I forgot about this. Even from a small boy, he likes strawberry donuts. That's all consistent goodness in his life. Strawberry donuts. Strawberry donuts. The man raised his face. The man raised his face, patted my head, and left the house. I'm back. Huh? What are you doing in that corner? Come here. Th- this is. Oh, a treat's for your mom. You can have one. Saying that, he took out a strawberry donut. What's your name? Mine's Osamu. Osamu, I'm real. Come out, Joe. Since that day, I don't have to sleep in the closet anymore. So, what are kids up into these days? What's the most popular game or anime out there? I don't watch anime or games. How about books then? Do you have any? No. Alright, come with me. Saying that, Osamu put me on a bike and began driving. You're 7? This should be good for you then. Within a large bookstore, Osamu pointed at a colorful section. Pick whichever one you want. From here? I looked over the great variety of books on display. All of them were attractive, and I had a hard time deciding. However, if I could actually have my own book and not just read those at the library. Oh, made up your mind? While I was busy looking for a book, Osama waited for me without saying a single word. I'll go with this one. It was a children's book with a nice cover. Oh. Osama flashed a grin. Osama flashed a grin. Why'd you pick that one? Because the fire on the cover is cool. Fire truck on the cover is cool. That's so. He folded his arms and became even happier. Hmm? I still don't really understand why he was so happy about my pick. I'd already forgotten about the book's title and author. I did remember what it was about, though. Don't hold back and eat a lot. Here. Okay. Eating at a family restaurant was a luxury to me. And Osama used to take me to many of them. Why is there a pineapple on the steak? Apparently it makes the meat softer. Not sure if that's true, though. Really? Why'd you put fruits in the main dish? Ain't pineapple dessert? That's just disgusting. Osama clenched the menu like a madman, but Osama clenched the menu like a madman. But I didn't find him particularly scary. Well, I guess pineapple's a dessert. Hey, Joe, did you read the book? Yeah, I read all of it. The book that he bought me was like an oasis in the corner of the room I usually sat in. I tried reading it slowly over the first few days to savor it for as long as I could, but then one evening I just read the whole thing until the end. Then, write down what you thought about it. Come on, it's not the end of the world. Write whatever you want. I'll give you something nice if you do. Get what I mean? Looking back at it, it was probably trying to educate me. I was hated as an unwanted child, so he wanted to teach me how to think for myself and learn to write better. Osamu, here. I fearfully gave him a folded piece of paper. It was the first review I'd ever written, and I did it as best as a child could. Osamu took his time reading it and then gave me a smile. You did well, which means you get a ticket to the amusement park. Oh, really? Yeah. Now imagine what awaits you there. Okay. I imagined the amusement park. I was I imagined the amusement park. I was so excited to go that I actually couldn't sleep on some nights. Osamu, let's go there next. The Viking? Good choice, kiddo. Alright, let's race to the line. Wait! The actual amusement park ended up being many times more fun than I could ever have imagined. There was no elephant slide or rapid trampoline. But Osamu made it what was actually there into something even better. Listen, these teacups are here because giants are having a giant party. We're all gonna be drunk by some huge guys who are just relaxing. Mm. That's why you gotta make the cup spin real fast and spin all the tea. Go on, spin. Alright. Every attraction was like the continuation of a fantasy novel. I had so much fun. Oh, I noticed a costume person with balloons. It made my heart stop. It made my heart stop. No, it made me stop in my tracks. I'd buy you one, but then your mom would find out. I know, but I had a lot of fun today, so I'm satisfied. Have this instead. What is it? You looked at mine like you wanted it, right? So here's one that even you can wear. When he gave me some dog tags with Yo written on them, I said immediately, "This is for me?" Of course. I'm kind to my readers. Hmm? After saying that, he put the tags on me. Oops. And it's this easy. Yeah. Thanks, Osamu. I'll treasure it. Don't let your mom find out. Okay. I won't mind if you take it off if you get bored of it. I won't. I'll always treasure it. And like I said back then, I saw the dog tags on me. Told you it wasn't gonna be anything exciting. It's just a story about how I got these. I wonder what Osamu's doing now. I think he was already gone by the time Midori was born. I asked Mom, but she didn't say anything. In fact, it actually made her all panicked. I wonder why I forgot. Why? Okay, it's not gonna let me skip. The father sparklers had ordered juice none by Ash. Alright, until next week. It's gonna be the last time. Let's gather the church again. The city's moon rained a mechanical light upon us. We eyes were briefly burned by the dazzling stars. Our rapid flow of the ages was whittling us away. But don't die. Please don't die. When did this begin? Since when did I start closing my eyes so often? Oji Haruki, Tojo Minato, Kikuchi-ryo, Suo Keito. They were all earnestly doing their best to face their own worlds. If you die, what will happen to futures that awaited you? What will happen to those you left behind? Most people thought it right to do everything perfectly, and they made us lose something important. It was the intense, brilliant movement of the heart that was above any passing trends. I once again looked up at the cold moon. Oh, how I want them to be happy. After Kikuchi-ryo had told me his story about Osamu, I asked him, hold on, did that all happen recently? He replied with, no, that happened when I was a first year in elementary. That silhouette, coupled with the understanding of the children's literature, Osamu was probably Arisungawa. However, from what I assume based on the story, that was at a different time than the story I was observing. It was either Arisungawa's past or future, if it happened in the same time frame. When Kikuchi was a first year, then no, I'm lost. I have to consult hit. Yeah, I think I can just continue the story from here, right? Because I don't need to do Samajima, because Samajima is the same thing as Toma. I began walking around the dark door, but immediately froze up. Right, he was gone. I need to do this by myself. I need to keep his and librarian's words in mind. Holding the gun I had at my side, I scanned my memory as hard as I could. The stories of those people from the pink house and the stories of my friends who came to my funeral. I had always believed them to be different perspectives or possibilities. But that wasn't right. They were connected in a different way, not by space, but time. Suddenly a flicker went through my vision. Are the two possibilities mixed because of a common term? Blood escaped my nose, but even I failed to notice it. Instead, I continued flipping through the book as my heart rate escalated. At first, I thought the common point was MAMIYA. But what if there's another one? Which part of the sentence connected all of the stories? Found it. Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. I gulped. This story doesn't fit the exact year. The year in which the world was prophesied to end. 2 years were connected by the key known as MAMIYA, creating a mixed story. Knowing just this much is enough to show me several possibilities. As if to keep myself from being excited, I heard Senior's voice in my head. Okay. Let me reread it. Knowing just this much is enough to show me several possibilities. In your world, which years were generally connected to the apocalypse? Well, the most famous prophecy is the one from Nostradamus, which pointed at the year 1999. As for some more recent, there's the Mayan calendar-based idea that mankind would end in 2012. If this is possible, then it has to be these two. My voice echoed through the silence of the room. So wait, the story about the people at the cafe was not from 2012 but 1999? I stood in place, hanging my head low. There was no answer. There was no one answer to my question. However, I felt like it all made sense now. How could I have been so wrong? When the blood from my nose dripped onto the desk, I snapped back to my senses and quickly wiped my face. I see. So we have 2 dates for the world's end. There's the time axis of Adesanyawa's group and the time axis of Adesanyawa's group. And every time I opened the book, there was a 50-50 chance of getting either story. I made a fist with the same hand I used to wipe my face. If the story at the cafe took place in the year 1999. Hold on, let me get my. Okay. My lips are a bit chapped, so to get my chapstick or my lip balm. Chapstick's a brand name. Okay. That feels better. The story from the year 1999. I mumbled that as I opened the book. Very important. I just bought this chapstick like last week. I'm like, that's not. Yeah, it's cold. My hands have been dry. That's why I got some lotion, some lip balm last week. I did not have any with me, and I was just going through the pain of chapped lips and dry, crusted hands. A young man in a school uniform sitting by the window suddenly spoke up. The other three looked at him with bored expressions. Why not introduce ourselves? We don't even know each other's names. Oh, introductions? I suppose you're right. The spectacled man slowly spoke up and fixed his posture. The young man found his black eyes dull and reminded him of puddles. I'm Adesanyawa Osamu. I work as a children's novelist. I'm Morichika Toma, a student. I'm Samejima Satoru. I'm a police officer. I'm Naki Mayuri, also a student. Once they all introduced themselves, silence returned to the room. What would you say to someone reminiscing? The suggestion came from the tallest man. Reminiscing? About what? What else? Mamiya, of course. I knew it. The story of the people from the Peng House takes place in 1999, years before the story of my friends. I'm slowly getting an understanding of this. The story so far flashed before my eyes. The events of the Peng House were in the past. Now that I knew that, things that I hadn't understood before suddenly made sense. It explained why the Peng House wasn't there. It answered all the questions I had while listening to the stories while they were playing with fireworks. While we played with fireworks. I got in the time all wrong. I took a firmer hold of my book in my hand. That means that the story is a mix of the years 1999 and 2012. Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. That giant knot tied together the two stories into a single one. I had taken a huge step toward the truth, and that filled me with hope. I wasn't able to grasp the full picture of the story, but now I finally understand. I might be able to set the story's true course now. As the story progressed and I talked to Mamiya, the world quickly blacked out and a gust of wind rushed up from below. On top of the skyscraper stood Mamiya Yumehisa. I've been waiting for you to read this far. Mamiya. The wind was strong and it blew right between us. He didn't try to move. I wasn't moving either. There was no need. We were looking only at each other, completely forgetting the lights of the buildings below. You've made your decision. That's why I want you to watch this. Don't say a word until the end, and watch the path my friends chose. Chapter 8. Goodness gracious. I was not excited to see this part again, but here we go. This new century rolled in. The four of them were still living in the bank house near Tokyo Tower, even after they all shared their stories about Mamiya. They only just learned that their Mamiyas were different from those of the others. If Mamiya was no more than an illusion, if the Mamiya I saw back then wasn't even real. I was drinking beaker warm tea all by myself? Wait, I remember that was a 7. It was on the right, I think. Oh! I got it wrong. Go on, Mommy, it's your turn. Oh, it was right next to it? Ugh, that's so annoying. We played enough concentration, and enough old maid too. Is there any cog in your bad hat? So, the resolution I discovered and told him about, it dispersed into nothingness without reaching anyone? The meteors sure are taking their time. A cassette tape. It's rare for you to bring music. What? It's not classical? No, I like pop music too. Yeah, it's a good one. I like its gentle melody. Huh? A meteor? But where? I don't see it. Where is it? So the love and salvation I gained from him were all just a type of self-consolation. All right, Mamiya, today's dinner is roast Kobe beef, mille mille. I don't speak French. I'm pretty good at reading French, but certain spellings I'm a little confused. I think it's supposed to be mille feuilles. Vegetables? I tend not to eat any. I feel like they would turn my insides green and make me unhealthy. Oh my gosh, Samajima. I prepared a lychee sherbet for dinner. Care to have that? No, I don't have any preferences. It's all a matter of principle. Anyway, let's eat. Oh? No, Mummy, I didn't change the subject. Those mundane chats, little chats we had, the feeling of her hands, the smoke in the air, none of it existed. I was just doing a solo performance. Hey, read this. Can't you tell just by looking? It's Icing Out Osama's latest work. It's a newborn baby I just haven't brought to the editor yet. You dumbass, shouldn't that be obvious? I want you to be the first one to read it. Come on, don't make me spell it out for you. So, did my new work meet your expectations? Why? Why am I the weirdo? I just wanted to be with her. I just wanted the world to know that Mommy existed, to prove that I wasn't alone. But even if something like that is too much to ask, is there even really a point in making this world a better place? Is there anyone even worth saving? If the world insists on being like this, Adesungawa Osamu's silhouette trembled. He took a knife from the kitchen and aimed it at his own chest, and then his arm. Stop! Let me go! Stop it! Let me go, damn it! I won't. Adesungawa! What kind of stupidity is this, Adesungawa? I won't let you die. Why? We're not even close enough for you to care, are we? Because it's unfair. You're trying to get close to Mamiya, and I'm not letting you do that by yourself. Within the dim lights, their eyes gleamed with unshakable conviction. This is so weird. Even this scene is so weird. They save him from getting suicide. But the reason why they save him from committing suicide is not because they care about his life. It's the fact that, no, we must stick through this together and endure the pain in our loss together. We can't let not one of us leave and escape this world to Mamiya. No, we will stay here together. That is so weird. Oh my gosh. At this moment, I understood the true meaning behind this place. This place is a prison. Oh my gosh. They were actually observing each other, too, for real. They watched so that none of them would try to get ahead and grow close to Mamiya. And none of them would go to the Trichilicossum. I know where to go. And they tried to live in this harsh world, doing the best they could to uphold Mamiya's teachings. However, the ideas were just that, ideals. They couldn't share the eternity that was Mamiya. Yeah, Mamiya wouldn't allow that to die or run away from this world, I mean. She didn't take us to Trichilicossum after all. We have to stay in this world, this hell, and fulfill our mission. Mission, huh? We need to prove that Mamiya existed. This is the place we're supposed to be about. This is what this place is supposed to be about. You can't say something that naive at this point. Our true desire has always been the same. We want to meet Mamiya again. Mamiya! Let's talk about what we should do next. Let's look at the rules again. This music though is nice. It's really adding to the ambiance, the atmosphere of the situation. I believe that the shared illusion would spread. I believe that the Mamiya born within me would spread every time I interacted with someone. But that hasn't happened to a single person. There would be no future for us if we just stayed here and observed each other. MAMIYA one day disappear for real. No, MAMIYA existed, and my memories with him are real. So why? Why should my memories stop existing? Just because MAMIYA didn't? I'm scared. I don't want all my change and growth to be something that never happened. But y'all, like, we said this before, but you can grow. You don't have to revert back to how y'all was before. You could be better people knowing that you solved it all by. Okay, imagine this. Imagine like this. Imagine the fact that you was able to create the thing that helped you change into a better person. Aisugawa was like, suppose Mamiya isn't real, but Mamiya, I think Mamiya is real. But suppose that he isn't real and that he's just made up. Aisugawa created someone that would encourage him to be a better writer, someone that allowed him to discover the fact that he could be a children's author and could publish something that's successful. She, what's her name, Niigaki, created someone that could help her find out that she is not going to be her mother's puppet no more. Toma was able to find out through this person they created that he is going to be, achieve his dreams of being a musician, a conductor, the way he wants to be. And Samajima was able to find out how he could better interact in normal, average society and, play the game as it will. Like knowing that y'all did that with your own will and your own, out of your own, supposedly, out of your own imagination, like that should encourage it, right? That should encourage y'all. Why is that bad? You don't have to forget the memories either. You can have it close in your heart and just know that, you're still living and going on with the teachings that the Mamiya that you created gave you. You don't have to, you don't have to forget it. You don't have to keep yourselves trapped in this house or spread the illusion to other people to know that Mamiya exists in your hearts. But there's only so much we can do. We can will Mamiya into existence like a shared illusion, but eventually we would snap out of it and think, what am I even doing? I feel so empty. It's like I'm eating the hole in a donut. You're so normal. You're far more normal than the rest of us. No, that's wrong. If I was that's wrong. If I was, I'd be able to escape this house. I've met many people. However, even if they had flesh, this world is full of humans who are truly worthless. Is it wrong to long for Mamiya? Is it wrong to yearn for an illusion? Why not just let people do what they want? There's nothing wrong in coming to like someone. What's keeping Toma sane? What's pressuring Samajima? Who could it be? Objectivity. It's the objectivity that makes it so pitiful. Mamiya exists in our own subjectivity, but objectively, I was just chatting with myself. Yeah, it must have been weird. But I want to look at all those people who think we're just a bunch of lunatics playing with illusions and ask them, that close friend you always hang out with and know and trust with, that you hang out with and know and trust with all your heart. What if you found out that he didn't exist beyond your subjective reality? Would you be able to simply accept that tomorrow he wouldn't be able to be part of? The tomorrow he wouldn't be able to be part of? And the yesterday from which he vanished? I was simply afraid. Crazy? Am I the one who's crazy? It's society that makes fun of us. That's crazy. I mean, like, I understand the fact that they're trying to, like, okay, we don't want to be seen as crazy people, so we're gonna spread this illusion to everyone else. But it's like, that's just putting a band-aid on the problem. That's not going. That ain't gonna fix the situation. That's just gonna put a band-aid on it. Like a band-aid on a crack. I want them to know what we felt. We'll make Mamiya exist. We'll make them love Mamiya. And we'll make them and then make them despair Now Mamiya didn't exist. So they want the okay, they want to spread the illusion and then take mommy away from them just so they'll experience the loss that they felt. I forgot about that part. Okay, well if y'all want to have this big revenge scheme, go have at it then. To that end, the eternal Mamiya. No, there's a limit to what we can do. It's beyond the four of us. We would have to increase the amount of people who know Mamiya. But how? Mamiya doesn't exist in this world anymore. There's no one who can meet him now. It would have been simpler if we ended up as Mamiya did. We met our end without achieving anything. This was a mistake in our methods. There was a mistake in our methods. There's no need to change the message. What's important is who that message will reach and how it'll reach them. What? No. Our will isn't wrong. We're just doing it the wrong way. Our stories don't work on people who are stained by objectivity, by society. We need to target children instead of adults. Uh-oh. And instead of getting an audience as big as my reader base, we need to target only a few. Without any dispersion and maximum focus, we can face a single person. We should face a single person as sincerely as we can and cultivate a potent shared illusion. When we do that, surely. I just know what are you saying? Can we save Mamiya like that? Would our Mamiya not disappear? And would someone develop a mutual understanding with them? Again, Mamiya's gone. How would we? It's simple, Niigaki. We ourselves have to become Mamiya. I don't know why I'm reading this as if the first time I've read this. Like I'm reacting so heavily with the text as if it's the first time reading this. But it's like I'm still trying to understand like the thought process and how they it's like y'all like why did y'all do this? I'm still trying to come to terms with it. I'm pretty sure no matter how many times I read this, I'll be like, what are y'all doing? We will become a Mamiya that could be in like we would become a Mamiya that couldn't be ended by some half-baked feelings. Toma, become Mamiya? How? We tried so hard, so what can we do to who discard everything? Those words made me finally understand. We still had something holding us back. And that is despite the fact that something is nothing compared to Mamiya. Discard everything. Discard everything and become Mamiya. Okay. I like it. That's really good. If that's what it takes to bring Mamiya back from the Trichillicosm, I'll take it. Then it's decided. Through me, who became host Mamiya, we will plant Mamiya into children. And we will once again make Mamiya complete. That is that is the mission of those left behind in this world. This hell. We only want to fix this crumbling, shared illusion. It will never break again. It'll be an eternal, shared illusion. Hey, Natsume. You and I are different. You and I are different, right? Mamiya smiled. Show me then. Show me an ending to your friend's story that's different from mine. It seemed self-derisive, but I couldn't read the emotion in the smile. I could do nothing but watch. Stop. I couldn't interfere. Stop it. Stop! Couldn't stop them. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. These people. Present by Kokoro 10. Kokoro 10. World downfall, all imaginary downfall. No, I have to read this. Okay. This can't be done without madness. We are insane. That is good. It's how it always been. How it's always been. We were insane from the start. From the moment we met Mamiya. From the moment we were born into this world. People were always driven by that indescribable madness. Let's eat, Mamiya. Who was the one to suggest that? No one could tell at this point. However, everyone present was overcome by a powerful urge to eat Mamiya. They believed that it was the only way for people who didn't fulfill Mamiya's will to become Mamiya themselves. A chokingly sweet scent, the urge of sheer malice could make people cover their mouths and close their eyes. The smell seemed to turn the brain stiff. Surrounded by misty rain and isolation, we labored. We ate. Ravenous gluttony, lonely palpitations. We ate. The mist was dense. Pride leads to worship. Prayers are powerless mounds of corpses. The mist was dense. Gosh, the blade. Ew, I can't read this. I hate this. I was able to just. But this is too much. The blade slowly cut through the meat. That line itself is just a lot. Cut, slice, rip. Oh my god. Some were excited. Others looked away. Which one was me? Some wondered. Was this how it would end up? This had always been how it was. Thorough preparations, detailed tactics. Such things stood no chance against the pure desire. Who am I? Who am I? How did they not get sick and die, to be honest? Like, first of all, if you're gonna eat meat, you should cook it at least. I'm not saying you should be cooking humans, but if you're gonna eat it, cook it first. I'm pretty sure they did not cook this meat before they ate it. And second of all, this is a corpse that's been buried in the ground for who knows how long. Like, this is full of diseases and stuff like that that y'all could have caught. How could y'all have not caught a fatal illness? Who am I? It felt as if the moist parts of the body were being covered in rust. Could I move? Was my stomach still working? Did I still have a jaw or teeth, a tongue, lips? Was the change already over? I couldn't help but wonder. There was only the sound of chewing. It was like a song. It went off tune, then sank, then mix. Nothing but chewing. It wasn't enough. There was no such thing as purity. One's own vision snuck up from behind. Would the sweetness become heat and embrace us? No, even that was uncertain. Or perhaps everything was an illusion. Leave not a bit behind. The bones, the flesh, the blood. poison. We split it evenly. Not a drop is left. We ate even our own plates. Our cells are changing. We can't turn back now. Someone was crying. No one knew if it was them or someone else. Everything mixed. The border between oneself and the others had vanished. MAMIYA is the moon, the magic, the mystery, the mimic, the medium, the mother, and me. We are now MAMIYA. that that Bunny Mask Boy was kind of a jump scare for me just now. Like in a split second, I mean, as I'm in like in this horror mood right now after reading that scene, seeing the Bunny Mask kind of reminded me of the animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's, and I was kind of like, oh gosh, it gave me a fright. Seeing it on the screen just for a second. All right, Real. I'll tell you something that no one else knows. My real name. Your real name? MAMIYA. Call me MAMIYA. Oh wait. I mean, never mind. I'll just keep it like that. So oh wait, I forgot they'll have that little scene at the end of each person's um story, but I don't have to go back and just read that one line. I'll just continue. This is just a cult. Even so, to them it's justice. There's no objectivity. There's no objectivity here. Objectivity doesn't exist. It's high time you understood this, Natsume. Objectivity is something only happy people who've never been hurt can preach. Huh? To those who lost their way and are deeply hurt, objectivity is unnecessary. Do you get it, Natsume? They found my existence necessary, and thus the illusion is allowed for their sake. MAMIYA slowly closed his eyes. He was someone I could never forgive. The silence made it seem like he was praying, leaving me unable to speak up. Natsume, we really are different. For their sake, MAMIYA, will become a shared illusion. Oh, so I sing out when the others, the ones from 1999 were MAMIYA itself? In that case, my friends all died because of them. I have to calm down. I have to find a way to distance MAMIYA from my friends. And MAMIYA appeared because of a mix-up in the time axis. Conclusions and truths that were set in stone never leave any space for fantasy. In that case, I have to destroy it. I have to kill the margin of error. While I gather my resolve, the day before Friday came, my friends were waiting for tomorrow with various expressions on their faces. Chapter 9. What's wrong, Haruki? Ugh. Hey, so when are you coming over? I'll make some dinner for you. Sorry, but I don't think I'll be able to drop by today. Haruki! Look, I'll make it up to you some other time. I realize no one else will forgive this kind of stuff. I realize no one else will forgive this kind of stuff, though. It's so unfair. All I can really do is say okay to that. I'm sorry. See ya. When Ichigaruki ended the call, lay down on the sofa and looked up. Tomorrow. He took out a cigarette and moved it over his lighter's flickering red flame. After slowly exhaling, he looked outside the window. The wound left by a scratch from a few days ago still ached a little. What to put in the casket, huh? A large moon sat upon the sky above. Strangely enough, he didn't feel cold. The night was calm, with a little warmth to be had. Well, I guess I can dedicate nights like this to just you. I've been waiting all this time. The battery died a long time ago, but this is Natsume's phone. I didn't give it to the police or even his family. This is nothing more than a phone held by just another maid in Akihabara. That is today. I won't have to feel like this ever again. Tojo Minato slowly opened the door of his closet. It was a maid outfit with a long skirt on one of its hangers. He gently touched its edge. Oops. I keep hitting my keyboard by accident. Natsume, you'll stay in my heart until the very end. The moon lit up Tojo Minato's face through the window. Bathed in its pale light, his outline looked positively androgynous. I thought my clothes would be too big, but they look good on you. Are you making fun of me? Oh, I love how this dude hanging out like this. I love it. But I don't love it, actually. Now that I remember how the story ends, I don't love it because it just makes it that much worse. I just remembered how it ends. Goodness gracious. Are you making fun of me? Huh? No, you actually do look great. I hope your clothes finish drying soon. You can use mine until then. Oh, Kato? Hello. Oh my! You're all wet. Go take a bath. But It's okay, just do it. Go on in. Oh, Kato, you brought a friend over? Welcome back, Dad. This is Ryo. My name's Kikuchi Ryo. Pardon the intrusion. Welcome. Go on, eat as much as you like. Kato grows every time he eats. It's funny, so I always make too much food. There's more than enough for you. Don't hold back. Mom! This is the guest room. Feel free to use it. No, I think I'll just leave. Huh? But I'm worried about Midori. Oh. Sorry. I was a bit too excited about the idea of you coming over, and I didn't even think about that. It's okay. It's a thought that counts. Your mom's cooking was amazing. I can't praise her enough. Thanks! I'll pass it on. She'll be really happy. You're welcome to come over anytime. Also, it's got all wet, but you can still read it. Oh, a letter. Reply whenever you feel like it. Okay. Good night, Ro. Take care, Ro. You can eat this at home if you like. Thanks. The food was delicious. Thank you. I like Midori. To get to know this too. Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end, the final month, the fourth Friday. The temperature was 5 degrees Celsius. were clouded skies. The pavement below my shoes was tough, just as my resolve for the night. Beyond the tree-lined street were the ones who would come, were the ones who'd come to Natsume Soichiro's funeral. They were waiting for me. Look at them, looking all dapper, so mysterious, so serious. The harsh northern winds of the December blew mercilessly around us. Even so, they, my friends, were here for this day, facing it with different expressions. They were all here in this world. Wait, they were all here in this year the world was prophesied to end. To conclude their story with Natsume Soichiro. Let's go, Natsume. Like a few weeks ago, we entered the now familiar church. There were other people around too. Members of Natsume's family, as well as their acquaintances. I thought we would just be laying Natsume's ashes to rest. Is there someone else's funeral going on here? No, there's gonna be a memorial mass for Natsume. A memorial mass? 30 days after someone's death, Catholics hold a memorial mass to reminisce about the deceased. Until then, the remains are kept on the altar before being buried after the mass. So this is your final chance to say goodbye to him. Okay, let's sit down. We all sat down on rows behind the family in the front. There was a stark change from the first time. When we were all separated, it was clear how much our relationship had changed over the past few weeks. It's changed quite a bit. I looked at my own remains on the altar and spoke to myself. Many things remain the same in this world, even after I died. But who could have imagined that my friends, who barely even knew each other, would all gather like this? The memorial mass was held in silence. The family gave the greetings and eulogies. It wasn't too different from the funeral. The organ echoed across the church as it released a rather awkward sounding melody. I looked straight ahead. Hey, Natsume. It's okay. You can relax and sleep. Even if I'm gone, there we ought to go on. That's not true. All souls that believe in God are eventually summoned before Him, where they attain peace. As those left behind, we can do nothing but pray for the departed and vow never to forget them. There will be memorial masses in the years to follow. Let us gather here again and pray for them. The evening ended and we all moved to the cemetery for the burial. As we walked, I called out to a certain someone. Hello. Oh, Natsume, you came. Of course. It was Natsume Soichiro's mother. I was really surprised when I read the letter you gave me on the day of the funeral. I apologize for that. It must have been perplexing for a stranger like me to appear out of nowhere. Oh, not at all. Why? Didn't you find me suspicious? We didn't even talk while he was still alive. You are Soichiro's friend. I could tell from that look in your eyes. There was a warm light in them, just like his. I see. I cast my gaze downward to hide my face and fell silent. I was no match for my mother. I cleared my damp throat to play it off. She chuckled a little. Are they Soichiro's friends too? Yeah, they decided on something for him to take to his next life. I see. I had no idea he had so many friends. He never had anyone over at the house. She smiled, clearly pleased. Embarrassed, I fell silent again. I'm relieved, though. I'm glad there are people besides us who remember him. I'm so glad. Soichiro. The public cemetery was an open area some distance away from the church. Various graves were lined up in a clouded area sprinkled in green. We stopped in front of one. It was like all the others, lacking any distinguishing features, and belonged to Natsume Soichiro. In other words, me. This is Soichiro. My mother stood before them and showed them the urn. They all gulped and watched over them from a short distance away. My goal here was merely to watch them decide what to give Natsume. Perhaps they chose different things compared to what they had picked in the stories. However, I decided not to pry into that. After all, they weren't meant for me, but for the Natsume Soichiro in the urn. After confirming that they were done, I took a deep breath. This is the final goodbye. No one said anything. We all waited for someone to finish their silent conversations with Natsume. Goodbye, Natsume Soichiro. After that, the grave was closed. We sat in complete silence at the grave where Natsume had been laid to rest. A breeze blew past us. Our clothes and hair were disheveled. Yet Natsume's grave stood still. The soft, bare skin of the stone had his name and date of death carved into it. The year was... the year was... Excuse me. It was done. My job for the past few weeks was now over. Everyone was particularly silent. We didn't feel like going back. So we did as someone had suggested and went to the nearby beach. So it's over. It really hasn't sunk in yet. Yeah. Days promised by Natsume's note were over. Starting tomorrow, we wouldn't have our weekly gatherings anymore. We were now strangers who might never see each other again. Let's meet him every now and then. Like the priest said, there'll be memorial masses in the coming years, too. Yeah, that's true. It's Natsume's memorial mass. Guess we'll have to go. I didn't mind if they used Natsume as the reason. If they gathered like this over the next few years and beyond, if they all supported each other, only good things could come of it. Guys. Oh, and of course, I'm expecting you to come to the meetups as well, Natsume. Yeah. The story was nearing its end. Once the ending began to roll, the spectator would be unable to see what happened next. Even so? Sure. Let's meet again. With smiles on our faces. There you go again. Making it sound like more of a big deal than it is. Oh man, if only it snowed a little. It'd be the best kind of miracle for a day like this. I stood tall on the ground. I looked at the back of a transient man and shouted as hard as I could. I'm finally here, MAMIYA! My voice made him slowly turn around. He was distant, and his messy hair hid his expression. I can end this December, this year, without having any of them die. If we make it past this without any problem, they will make it to the next year without anyone dying. I poured more strength into my grip. I might not be here beyond this point. Like you said, I might leave them behind. However, they'll be able to support each other. I pictured their smiles. There's a happy future waiting for them, even if I'm not here. I didn't mind being left out the circle. I truly didn't. As long as it was a future where they were smiling, I was okay with it. This is the optimal ending I've created. MAMIYA remained silent, as though trying to gauge my value. But after a while, he grinned and began clapping. Wonderful. I'm impressed that you've made it this far. His reaction shocked me enough to make me take a step back. You weren't taken by the charm of the illusion and expressed your will. An idea that You weren't taken back by the charm of the illusion, expressed your will. The idea that reality is right and wonderful. Excellent work. Especially for someone who doesn't even have a body in here. Your words can no longer hurt me. Oh, but I was praising you. He sounded a pleased chuckle. I thought you would have given up already. No, we were leaving you to do that. And yet, you mustered up some nonsensical determination and made it all the way up here, even though it wasn't necessary at all. Wait, even though it wasn't necessary at all. You should have just been a spectator. Don't make me repeat myself. I'm not like you. Indeed, you're not like me. So go on. So go and decide the true course of the story. How do you know about that? Only a few people should have this information. How do you know about true courses? How indeed? Maybe because I'm a spectator myself? Or perhaps something above that. Well, what do you think? It's irrelevant, isn't it? Regardless of what I am, the things you can do are limited. I couldn't allow him to take control of the conversation. I had to keep true to my will. You're right. I will save them no matter what you are. I will set the year so I can surpass it. Create the future you desire in the records you believe are correct. Decide the year in which the world was prophesied to end. Okay. Allow me to tell you the true job of a spectator, the setting of the true course of the story. I'd already explained that stories are only slightly different that wait. I'd only explained that stories are only slightly different wait. I only explained that stories that are only slightly different are what ifs. Okay. Something akin to drafts. There are quite many of them, but there is only one true story. And drawing it up is simple. You merely have to discard the many possibilities you've seen so far, only to take only one in hand and declare it as the truth. Once the true course is decided, it cannot be erased. The story you showed has many possibilities, did it? However, you will be the one making the ultimate choice. I will decide. Oh my gosh. Look at him. Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. It is the year 2012. True course. Set the true course of the story. And lastly, a goodbye to Natsume. December 28th, 2012. Here lies Natsume Soichiro. Tsume? Natsume? I'm so relieved. You came back to your senses. You didn't respond no matter how many times I called out. I was worried. Uh, oh, sorry. Wait, what's the time? What year is it? Huh? It's obviously 2012. What a relief. I actually... Oh, wait, Natsume, what's wrong? Don't just start crying like that. Hey, don't wipe your face on my clothes. I'm so glad. I finally did it. I saved everyone. I'm not sure what... I'm not sure I get what this is all about, but you seem to have worked really hard, Natsume, so good job. Thank you. Thank you. After crying my eyes out, I calmed down and finally looked around. Huh? Where's Kikuchiryo and Suokeito? Oh, they went off somewhere. So it was all about going to the sea and Kikuchi went with. Oh, there they are. Morichika Haruki pointed at two figures. I'll go talk to them for a second. Overwhelmed with joy, I ran across the beach. Are you cold? I'm fine. Honestly, I'm just glad you came. I feel kind of strange. Because of everything that happened today? No, well, I mean, it does feel almost unreal that I've managed to come this far. But the month I spent with you guys was unlike anything I ever experienced. I'm beyond excited to keep things going like this. This letter. I forgot to write a reply to the letter. It's fine. Are you sure? Yeah, I mean, we can meet any time. You're right. Thanks. I actually did write a response to the letter. But I was having trouble putting my thoughts into words. Nothing I wrote came out right. I kept erasing things over and over again until the paper got too wrinkled to write on. My drawers filled to the brim with unfinished letters now. I think I was in a panic. I thought I would never see you again, Rio. I thought the world would end and we would never meet again. Suo, raise your face. Look into my eyes. Listen, the world won't end that easily, and we'll always get to meet each other again. People worry about the future all the time, but here's what I've got to tell you. Let's meet up again. You see, I like the way you look at the world, so I want you to keep on sharing your world with me. Rio! In return, I'll protect what? You. From harsh words, pointless conflict, from cutting blades. I'll make sure to protect you. That's what I promised in my previous letter. I see. Thanks, Rio. Hey, Rio. What? Close your eyes for a second. What? Just do it. Don't open them until I say so. Alright, alright. Okay. I guess that's enough. Ah, hey, Kikuchi, Suo. I noticed their silhouettes and ran up to them. I want to talk to them as soon as possible, to laugh with them and everyone else. Goodbye, Rio. I was still holding the remnants of a devastated century. Well, I forgot. Is this Kato talking right now? Let me read Kato's voice. I was still holding on the remnants of a devastated century. I lost many things in the sea and acquired a certain bitterness. I was still waiting for your return, unable to consign the remnants of the darkness. When night comes, Mom's gives me something warm, and Dad pats me on the back. Perhaps I should have done the same to you. Please don't forget. Please don't forget me. What? What? I ran towards the evening shoreline and saw a thoroughly dumbfounded Kikuchi-ryo, as well as Suoketo, collapsed on the ground in a pool of blood like he had just burst open. What? I finally realized, with their stories yet decided, the true course was clearly conveyed to my brain. MAMIYA! never left any room for delusions without pride. MAMIYA, a shared illusion of the world's end, downfall. That still hurt. Reading it for the second time. Mhm. 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 That still hurt. But we did it. We did. We finished it. We finished Downfall. Uh, 2003. The year on which the world was prophesied to end. Tokyo, December 12, 2012. MAMIYA, Downfall, and 2003. What happened in that year specifically? I'm so curious if we'll ever find out. Like, obviously, we're gonna have to deal with that situation. But I just wonder if, like, 2003, like, we'll have to go back to Kato's proper storyline and see the events leading up to his death. Okay. Anyway, that was it, right? That's all of Downfall, right? We'll come back to this later. Okay. Is that the end of Downfall? Or is it something a little bit less? Is this going into Doomsday Dreams now? I can't remember if they said anything after the credits in the original version. This down. Okay, it's still Downfall. Tokyo during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. That line made the stories from 1999 and 2012 mix up. That's why Suo Kato, who was from 1999, joined the others who were from 2012. Decide on the true course. Bullshit. Are you satisfied with this? You burdened them with an unsalvageable fate. Are you satisfied that you made them suffer? Mamiya gave no response. I didn't raise my face. I couldn't tell what expression he was making. I've had enough. I don't care what happens to the laws of this world. I'll warp space-time, change the truth, and try again. This time, I'll make them all happy. At that moment, I had a feeling that Mamiya just smiled. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. That's the end. To be continued. Next, Doomsday Dreams. Doomsday Dreams. Okay. I just want to take a sneak peek. Let me get a sneak peek. Oh, that's how it looks. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. So it's hidden. It's hidden. It's hidden. These are all like visible, but these are hidden. Okay. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh my gosh, we finally finished. Now I can finally start. I'm so excited to do it next week. No! I forgot he disappears from the home screen. He's missing. No. No. I need to put all of him now. Don't worry, I'll put you back on the screen. I'll get you back. All four of you will be back on the screen by the end of this. That's my hope. But yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm excited to see how it ends. I imagine that we gon' try to understand more about Silver Kato and Doomsday Dreams. Try to see why he died in 2003. What his relationship is to the other people in the pink house. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Anything else? Any other expectations? Any mysteries? Any other predictions I can make? I'm pretty sure we're gonna see the people. Well, I know that because I've seen screenshots on Steam of the updated sprites for all the pink house people, which they all look nice. They all look nice. They all look so nice. I can't wait to see them again. I love and hate them. I'm loving and hating seeing them again. Um, um, I don't even know how we're gonna fix this. To be honest, I still don't know how we're gonna fix it. How you just gonna change the true calls after you decided it? And we're gonna have to rebel against the librarians and the Lord. Who is the Lord? Who is the Lord that the librarian speaks of? Like, does the Lord have anything to do with this? Like, I don't even like. I have so many questions. The senior, we don't know about I feel like the senior is an important character. I feel like that he is a part of Mamiya's backstory. I feel like the senior is a part of Mamiya Yumehisa's backstory. I feel like that the story that the senior read is related to Mamiya's actual like story. I think maybe I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like the senior wasn't. I don't believe that the senior was just like a wise old man, just a guide, not man along upon his journey as a spectator. I think he has like some plot relevance as far as Mamiya goes. That's just my guess. But yeah, I'm so confused as to how he's gonna change the true course. But yeah, uh, anything else happening this week? Nope, just the regular stuff happening this week. Um, yeah, so Psychedelica this week, and then Our Life, and then The Forest of Drizzle and Rain on Sundays. I'll be back again on Sunday, and then on next Monday we'll be doing Doomsday Dreams. So yeah, I want to thank all y'all very kindly for coming. Much obliged, and I can't wait to see y'all again later. Y'all have a good night. Also, I just realized I have my desktop audio muted, so all those cool sound effects, y'all couldn't hear them. I have to make sure I turn back my desktop audio on next time. I turn it off for the loading screens, and I forgot to turn it back on. Okay, but bye.